Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna. Today we'll be working on week number 49 of my 52 weeks of Christmas. And we are going to be working on a Kaiser Craft Sleigh Advent Calendar. This is number SB2496. And again, it's Kaiser Craft. And I have prepped my sleigh. I have painted red front and back, and also on the little shelves and things that we're going to need. These are already prepped because of drying time. A lot of these things had to be done ahead because of the time factor, so I apologize to that, but a lot of it's just the basic stuff. But in order to make the video a reasonable time, I kind of had to have these things done. Also on the bottom, I've taken some of the Silver Holiday Glitz by Die Cuts with a View. And I usually get mine at Joann's. I think they carry this still. But it's nice glitter paper because it doesn't fleck off or anything. It's flexible. I like it. It's my favorite glitter paper to use. It's not as messy as some. But in order to do that, because of the length of this, I had to section it. So I had longer than 12 inches. So I sectioned it. And here there's a section 2. Probably could have got away with not doing that. I guess hindsight's always 20/20. But I had to glue this ahead of time because it had to dry so I could cut these out with my X-Acto blade to keep that detail in there. So with that being said, this comes with little cardboard flat boxes, and I will show you what they look like flat here. If I can get this box open, I should have had this ready for you. Should have had this ready. Let's see here. I have a shipping box here full of these little things. All right, so the ones in this kit are smaller, but this is what they this is what they look like when you get them. Sorry about the noise, but they'll be chipboard and they'll be pre-scored for you, and they just fold up like that. And you can either use tape and hold them together with tape until you cover them. I use my art glitter glue and glue the side that's going to be on the inside. So like I would put my glue here because this folds into that one. So it stays box shaped. Okay. So then I just do that all the way around to the side that's going to be actually glued on. And I just hold it and let it dry. And then I cover them with my paper. I usually paint at least the top edges like this. These were all painted red down, probably about 1/4 of an inch. I just go along with my paintbrush and paint all the edges. You can do the bottoms too. I typically don't, but you can do the bottoms too. So that is how we create that. Now, these particular boxes were a little over 1.5 inches high, but because I wanted a little bit of that edge showing, I left I cut my papers at 1.5 inch because these are just a little over 1.5 inches high. And how I do these is my strips are 12 inches long, and I'll stay away from that top edge there. And I get 2 sides ready at a time. I stay away from there. Now you can go edge to edge if you want. I just like a little bit of that showing. So then I will start with this, and I will line up my bottom edge just like that. Then I bring this up like so. Make sure everything's pressed on good. Getting rid of any other glue. I'm pressing from the inside here so that paper adheres pretty good. I'm going to bring some glue along this one. Just like that. It doesn't take a ton of glue because it is just paper. So I'm going to crease that, bring that up, and watching to make sure that it's not going on crooked. There we go. Just like that. You set this aside a second. Bring over my mat. Let's cover my glue here. I have my glue gun heating up too. I'm going to take my X-Acto blade and I'm just going to trim that off just like that. Now I do have a white edge here. So for the red boxes, I was using my Ranger ink and black soot. And then just hitting that edge there. And then for this little finger circle here, see if I can get it where you can see, but I can see too. I just go in and with my X-Acto blade, trim up against that edge, and then it comes right out. And that also leaves a white edge, so I took my black soot and put it in there. I did edge all of my pieces with black soot and the red first. My other pieces that I did, because there's 24, not 25 for this kit, there's 24. Some events only go to 24, some do the full 25, but I think the majority do 24. So I did 8 reds. I did 8 of the star paper. Let me move this aside again. So I used an older pack I have, and it's a Recollections pack, and it is 248312, and it's the Joyful Christmas Recollections pack. And so like I said, this is an older pack. I've had this forever. And so I used the star paper that was in there for 8 of them. I also, this is from a different company. This is like gold foil stripes. Loved it. I thought that would be perfect. This is from a Millie and June, and it's a Fancy Pants design company, I guess. So that item number was 2671, and it was Our Garden. So Millie and June, Fancy Pants design. So if you wanted something like that, I have a whole pack of it. Buy a lot of my paper in the packs of 20, 25, whatever they are, for my projects. All right, so I have 8 with the stars, 8 with the red, and 8 with the gold foil stripe. Out of that collection, I did use part of one tag to cut out Merry and Bright, and I also used the bottom part of this. It says Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night from this sheet here from that same Joyful Christmas Recollections pack. So let's go ahead and get those out of our way. All right, so with this sleigh, the paper does not come with directions. So what I usually do is I will do a search on the internet, and usually YouTube will have a video or something, but I did find one just by Googling it, and I just typed in Kaiser Craft Sleigh Advent Calendar, and it brought up a video that will show you how to build this, because it does not come with like written instructions. So you have 3 regular flat pieces, and you got 1 piece that has a little thing cut in the center. That's going to be your very top piece. So let's set this aside a second. This is 2 pieces, by the way. You have a full back, and so let's go ahead. These pieces here, the tall one's going to go on your left and the short one on your right. So these are going to stand right up in these holes here, like so. Okay. But what I found was easiest was to put my things in these first, so that it was just seemed a little bit easier to me that way. And sometimes they fit in better one way than the other, so it doesn't seem to be sliding in. You can glue these. This one's pretty tight, so I didn't feel a need to do any gluing, but some of them that I put together are a little looser. And so then you would want to add some glue, but most of the time they fit pretty good. Let's see. Ooh, that's the center. I think my shorter part of this one has to be to my left. So we'll try it. If not, then we'll, yeah, see, those are fitting nice and tight there. Whoops. And you know what I did? I just did them all backwards. There we go. Because I'm working on this side here. I've got to keep my side straight. I thought I was working on the taller one. So by looking, I think this shorter edge here has to be facing to my left to accommodate for this section here, is where I think it how it goes. All right, so let's slide these onto this one. Let's see here. It takes a little finagling. Let me get my jacket off here. It was cold this morning, so I put my little sweatshirt jacket on. Now I'm warm. Now I'm warm. All right. So those are all in pretty good. Now let's slide these ends in. We might lose an end over here, but we'll just keep working at it until, well, actually we did pretty good. Okay, so that's what we have. I'm going to bring this in and slide these right onto here. And I can see I missed a little tab there, so I'll have to touch that up with some paint. That's fine. Whoopsie. Come on. All right, let me test fit this here. Let's see here. I'm just test fitting to make sure. Sometimes they go in better one way than they do the other. There we go. All right. Got that. Me. And I think this one here. All right. So let me see here. Now I'm going to try to slide these back in there. Let me flip this over a second and get a better view. There we go. There we go. Just like there. Now we've got to get these ones in this part here. That's a little stiff there. There we go. There we go. There. Like I said, it's good and snug for sure. There we go. All right. Now, trying to remember how these went. So this one here goes right in the top there. It looks like it's coming out. Let me get this in there. There we go. What's going in? Okay. Okay. This one here slides in that top slot there, just like that. Let's go ahead and get this on there first. So this is the smaller flat one that's going to be right in here. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Oops, see, those will be covered. Those parts I'm not worried about because that's going to be covered. Let's see if we've got the right configuration here. I only watched the video once, so I'm going kind of from memory. Right. There we go. Just like that. So let's go ahead and try to slip this other part of the sleigh on. So this is going to go like this. And get these little slots in there like that. Okay. And then these ones, I know it's probably harder for you to see, but there is, I can, this color's going to be going to be tight. There we go. Okay. There we go. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to have to glue it together. It should kind of stay together. All right. So now these ones have to, there are, I might have to let that go. I might have to pull that back off again here a second so I can get these in. I don't want to pull everything apart. So let's just pull this, pull this. All right. So now these ones go, you've got 3 of them. And there's slots in these because they do offer, I guess, some different elements you can slide in the top, like trees and deer and stuff. This kit did not come with those. So I'm guessing that they're sold separate. And I didn't see any at the store where I purchased this. So this longest one goes here. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe this one goes here. Yeah, this one goes here. So not the longest one. I guess the shortest one. All right. Only because of the way the little things are lining up. Goodness gracious. I'm going to get my, there we go. There it goes. Okay. Then this one goes, wait, what do I have? I know this one goes here. Gert, stop. My dog, she's whining. They're plowing next door, or not plowing, they're getting the field, taking the corn down finally. And she can see him or hear him or something. All right. This one's going to go in there. I just want to tap those in with my hammer. That's got to go there. Let me pull this back out. Sorry about this. This has got to go here. No, it doesn't. Nope, it doesn't. That one has to go there. All right. Let me get my little hammer here. I did pre-put this together once, but it is not going to stop it. There we go. That was before I painted it, so maybe that's my problem. All right. That is not right. Okay. All right. So I had to have it face facing this way. Now I should have enough room for that. Yes, I do. Okay, sorry, you can't even see. Okay, I had to turn this around to a shorter side. There we go. Now this will fit in there. Just like so. Sorry if the banging is wiggling. Oopsie. There we go. There. Goodness gracious. No. Go lay down. Be a good girl. All right. So now we can snap this back together here. Can't go out. We don't chain her up or anything or put her in a kennel outside. So, because she stays in the yard, she's been trained to stay in her territory. And, but I can't have her just out there if I'm not paying attention to what she's doing, because even though she's good and we don't usually have any problems with her, you don't want to take a chance that first time that something does go wrong. So she's going to stay in while we're working on this. All right, there. So sorry about that little inconvenience. Now this red is kind of like a cranberry color. It's a red that I had left over and a little bit of black that I mixed with it to create this color. And so, all right. So I've chosen, these are just, excuse me a minute. Gerda, go lay down. Go on. Good girl. Have to be a little stern sometimes with your voice, otherwise she won't. German Shepherds are very smart, and they're working dogs, so they like to be kept busy. So, and she's a good dog. Anyway, so I've got these. You get a stack of them. I think I got them at Walmart, and you get a stack of them for just a couple bucks. They're really cheap. So I'm gonna use my glue gun, and I'm gonna put a dollop there, and I'm just gonna use these to cover that line there. And I have 4 of these ready. So, and I'm just lining that up so that line is covered. And let's see here. There we go. I got misplaced my glue there a little bit, so get that out of there. Put the dollop in the wrong spot. There's plenty of glue there to hold everything, but the dollop was just in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, so now my next one, I'm going to match that up on the back of this. Perfect, so that they will lay right next to each other and coincide with how they're laid out. So, all right. So this time I'm just going to put my glue there and just a little bit on there and there on that line to hold it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to line up my 2 pieces. They match just like that. We're going to do the same thing. Whoops, I missed some silver on there. How did I do that? All right, don't know how I did that one, but let's quick glue that on there. I know I have to cut this on an angle too here. Boy, didn't double check my work before I got started here, did I? Let's see here. Just like that. I'm actually going to line that up perfect And then I'm going to draw with a pencil around there because it'll be easier for me to trim it right now than it will be once it's on there. So I'm just holding that like that. And then it'll be easier for me to just trim this. It is very hard to trim this once it's on there. And the reason I did this, because it would have been much easier just to glitter it. But the reason I did this is when I got this, I got it at a real good price. But both of these posts on the end here, this edge here and this edge down here, from about right here, were broken off. So I had to repair that. And in order to repair it, I wanted some extra strength there. So that's where this paper comes in. I glued it together and let it sit, held it together really good. But then I thought the paper on both sides would stabilize that also. So that's why I ended up doing this to begin with. Otherwise, I would have just added glitter. So you do not have to do this paper like this, and you won't end up having to trim everything out. If you want glitter or shine on, I would use glue or Mod Podge and then put glitter on, because this was very hard to cut out the way I had to do it. But I didn't have much choice because I wanted to stabilize that end. And I thought about just sanding it off and but it just didn't look right without that extra little piece there. So that's why I kept it like that. All right, let's see here. See if I can trim this here. Just trying to line up. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and glue that on now. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I didn't have that back on there. I had the piece set aside to do it, but I didn't realize that I didn't have it ready to go. All right. There we go. So let's take our next snowflake. That's going to line up there like that. A little bit here, a little bit of glue on there, a little bit of glue on there, and line that up. And I'm looking down through here to kind of help line that up with that too. So they're about the same height. There we go. So now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to do our snowflake right there for that one. So a little dab of glue there, a little bit on there, a little bit on there. Line it up. That. Okay. And these just happen to work perfect for the exact thing. I mean, I looked around my room to try to see what I had to cover that with, and I thought that worked out pretty good. So there we go. Now we got snowflakes on there. I managed to lose my pen somehow. Oh, there it is. My glue tip pen. If you don't, this stuff is, love this glue, but it dries in that hole really fast. All right. This paper pack also had a sheet with the countdown numbers in it. So I sliced them out, and because I wanted them close to the sides of the front of the box. And then I rounded the corners just with my little corner rounder. And then used the, this is the walnut stain edge for that. So I used walnut stain for these, and I used walnut stain for the star ones. The striped ones, I didn't use any ink on at all. I also have this washi tape, and I was going to do that right along this edge here. Now I'm going to have to lay glue for this because this washi tape is not very sticky. I don't know why. It's just not. It's one of the name brands, but it's just not sticky. So, and I know this goes down there a little bit, so I'm just going to add a little extra glue down there. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed that this was not sticky, but you know, it's probably best to add a little glue anyway because you want it to adhere really good. So I'm actually going to line this up with the top there. Actually, it's this little shelf here. Line that up there. And that's my edge that I'm going to follow. Oops, just set my thing in the glue there. I'm going to go all the way off the edge there and tear that. And that just says, oops, Holly Jolly Christmas. Until that dries, it's going to be sliding around. There we go. So we got that. Here's my Miriam Bright. Now I thought that would look good here to cover that mark there. But I might just bump, no, you know what? For storage, I'm not going to bump it up. Let's just go ahead and glue that down on the bottom here. There we go. Got enough glue on there. So we'll just glue that, and that's covering that little thing. Now you can decorate this however you want. All right. So now the boxes. So I've got 3 different kinds, 24 letters. So let's go ahead and start gluing on our numbers. Let's go ahead and start with the number 1 here, just like we would. All right. Just like that. So we're going to do a star. Oopsie. Let's do a stripe for number 2 here. These squares that were in there were quite big. They were way bigger than my box. And then the red one will be the number 3. And we're just going to alternate them in the same order. So this is going to be kind of a quick project, but oops, not if I glue it on backwards. That's silly. I was wondering why that was lining up right. That's funny. Oh goodness. So there's 3. There we go. So we need a star. And I think I'm going to give this to my niece for her little kids. My daughter, I made her one for her kids a couple of years ago. And that was a wooden one. That was one of those wooden kits too. But it had has a light up display in it. So she doesn't need one. So, and I don't need one here sitting around. So I might as well give it to somebody with little ones that can enjoy it. So my grandkids like these kind of things, and even though they're getting a little older, now there's the youngest one who just turned 3, so there's, and then the next one up is 11, so there's a bit of age difference there, but that's all right. She's a fun character. each one of these ones. And you can put, I usually put like, sometimes I'll put like a note in for a movie, go see a movie together. And you don't have to do it all at Christmas time. You can do it. Whoops, I almost did it again. You can do it after Christmas as their gift too, whenever you want. All right, so now we need this one. And sometimes I'll put like, you know, maybe a dollar bill or something in there, a piece for them to add to their bank, or because you got to remember there, if there's only one kid, that's one thing, but if you've got 3 kids, then you put 3 things in there. And of course your typical little things, candy and stuff like that. We do line up events we're going to go to coordinate with these. I think I just did I was supposed to do a red for 12. Let's pull that back off. Oop. Like Santa Claus parade. So we will do that box opening to align with that date. And like they open that in the morning and they'll say, tonight you're going to Santa Claus parade. And then sometimes we'll go to the light show or to the horse-drawn carriage rides or whatever. Then we'll just align those things up to coordinate with these crafts. I usually buy a bunch of different craft things, and then I've got to check to make sure I've got these right. Yep, okay. So it's striped red star. Okay. And then so that makes it nice, because then you're not coming up with extra things. You know, they don't know that these are things you already have planned anyway, but so it kind of a cost saving thing. And then so we do like that. We do like the horse-drawn carriage. We do sometimes the light show. We did that once. That can be kind of expensive. But so can go into the movies and things like that. So, and then, like I said, well, usually after Christmas time, when they go on sale, I'll pick up the craft items, the Christmas craft items, and I'll get them, you know, 70% off or whatever, and then I'll just throw those in my Christmas box until the next year. And then we have that ready to go for them. Makes it kind of nice. And so we just do different things like that. We don't put too much candy in. Sometimes it's let's bake cookies, or just something we can do together, you know. Makes it fun. So it doesn't take much, and they're tickled just, you know, open it and see what's in it for the next day. You know, it's not the cost factor, it's the element of surprise, I guess, for the children that they really like doing those things. So all right, number 19, we're getting there. So they, like I said, they're getting older, but you know, I always give them the choice. Do you still want to participate in this? I don't want them to feel like we're keeping them babies, you know, or little ones, because they are getting older. But most of the time they're like, yeah, they want to do that. So But I always give them the choice. They like to go swimming, and we've got a couple different places that we can take them to swim at night. So we'll put that in there, you know, and that's usually not too bad. The one place we go is just a couple dollars a person. The other place we go is a tad more expensive, but it's bigger and it has more activities for them. So the other one is just a pool. That's a couple dollars a person. And then the one with all the other activities, it's not quite like a water park, but it does have some more fun things that bigger slides and stuff they can go to. So one year we surprised them. We have I live in Michigan, and we have a town called Frankenmuth, and it's very popular. It's a tourist destination for sure, but it's Christmas town. It's a German Christmas town, and so we kept them out of school one day, and this was 2 years ago already. Maybe 3 years ago, because 3 years ago, because the Brooklyn was a baby yet, I think. No, 2 years ago, because she was, well, about 1. Anyway, so we kept them out of school, and they couldn't figure out why they weren't going to school, and we surprised them with taking off early in the morning to go there as one of our Christmas trips. We like to do things with them for Christmas. So, all right. Okay, so I think that's it. Now you can decorate the back if you want. I'm not going to, but you got a whole nother big panel back there if you want to decorate that. I'm not going to. And like I said, these are for those little things. You could create your own, and with chipboard. I have a piece of chipboard here I can show you. It's probably the same thickness. Yeah, these are chipboard. So like these, this is chipboard, and so you could create something to just slide in there. You can make your own shapes. If you don't have chipboard and you want to create some shapes easier, you can use your cereal boxes or other boxes that you might have in your house. Oops, I forgot. I did want to put this on the back. So let me see. I'm gonna hold this here like that to keep those all in place, because otherwise I'm gonna lift that and it's gonna fall. So this is what this was for. I wanted to put this on the back here. I'm gonna smudge that edge with the brown here with my walnut stain. Let's get rid of that white edge. We don't like that white edge. There we go. That is what I selected for the back, but there we go. All right. This is a fun project. And it looks like it was quick, but I've actually been working on this for a few days off and on, because I had to build all the boxes, and then I had to cut all the strips of paper and then wrap them. So it is a little time consuming, but it's something that will last your family years and years. So, you know, it's something that even if you wanted to hand it down, you would be able to. Like I said, you got this whole surface here. You could do a whole display on here. But, all right. Let me flip this back over. Good way to hold them all in there. Okay, so that is our Advent calendar. And week number 49 of 52. I really appreciate you joining in, and I hope you like this video. If you have not subscribed to my please do so. There's a button right below this video that says subscribe. If you hit that, you'll be subscribed to my channel. If you hit the bell, you will be notified each time I put up a new video. So I really thank you for joining in, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.